This is day 5 of making CaseOh plushies to send to both CaseOh and Mama Case.
Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Sunny. I'm a plush artist based in the South in the US. I handcraft and make all of my plushies, and I'm a full-time artist at anime and comic conventions.
Today we'll be making pajama pants and shoes for the CaseOh plushies. I start with measuring out the plush's dimensions so I can make my pants pattern. I measure the waist and the inside seams before drawing out the pieces I want on paper. I transfer my pants patterns to the gray charcoal minky fabric that I'll be using. When I designed how I wanted the CaseOh plushie to look, I wanted the plush to have plaid pajama pants. To achieve this look, I figured using black minky fabric on top would do the trick. I cut out the same pant shape out of the black minky fabric before layering it on top of the main gray minky pieces. I do this so I can cut out the main plaid checkerboard shape over the main pants pieces, so later when I attach them, they will be right where I want them to be. While I was sewing, I had my cat Toast come by to help me sew again. He's the best supervisor, I swear. W Toast. I start pinning the plaid checkerboard pieces to the main gray minky fabric because later I'll be top stitching them on. I have to line up the pieces just right so that they don't move out of place. I start running the pinned pieces through my sewing machine. I have to sew carefully in segments because I'm doing a method called applique. We did this method in an earlier video and I swear by doing this, it makes your work look so much cleaner. I trim the excess fabric off before putting the two pieces for the front of the pants together. I repeat a lot of the same processes like pinning them and running them through my sewing machine. At this point here, I can start to see the pants finally taking shape. I'm feeling really good about these pair of pants because I'm absolutely loving how the plaid checkerboard pieces look. I take the front and back pieces of the pants and bring them together. I also make sure to hem the top and the bottom parts of the pants so they look cleaner. Once the pieces are together, I run them through my sewing machine. This is the part where I'm getting really excited because all that tedious work of using applique is really starting to pay off. I turn the pants inside out before test fitting them onto the CaseOh plushie. Before we put the pants onto the plush, I have to give the CaseOh plush some cheek action. I take some embroidery floss that's the same color as the plush body and hand stitch it onto the plush. Now that I've got the right amount of cheek action, although it could always be bigger, it's time to put on the pants. Guys, this might be my favorite pair of pants, not gonna lie. Now it's time to make some sandals. I repeat a lot of the same processes as earlier. I make a pattern on how I want the bottom of the shoe to look and the straps for the sandals before transferring over to fabric and foam. I decided to use black minky fabric for the sandals and honestly I'm really loving it. Upholstery foam will help keep the shoe shape while also being really soft and cuddly too. There's a certain way I have to sandwich the fabric and foam together, so that way when I finish sewing it, I can turn them inside out. Once I finish sewing the fabric and foam together, I turn them inside out so I can hand stitch the hole closed, but that isn't the only hand stitching I do. I hand stitch on the sandal straps to the sole of the shoe as well, but I double up my seams to secure it. Honestly, making the shoes was my favorite part because look at them, they're adorable.